Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video I thought it'd be a great idea to share with you some of the ways that you can use your crochet skills to donate to charities. So a few weeks ago my mum sent me an article which basically listed a few charities that were accepting either knitters or crocheters, and basically they were charities which were accepting donations and which allowed them to carry out the work that they do. And I thought that it was such a great idea. I personally am obsessed with crocheting. I find it such a great way to de-stress and will do it on a daily basis. And I just thought, what a great way to use up, when I'm not making things for my friends or making items to sell, what a great way to use up leftover wool that I have from projects to help someone in need. So I did a big deep dive into finding ones that are specifically mention crochet, because a lot were would say crocheters and knitters, and then when you'd read into it they only really had stuff for knitting. So these are definitely state crochet, and I'm basically going to give you all the information that you need to be able to donate to these amazing causes. And most of the time it will not cost you anything other than a little bit of your time and your crochet hook and probably some leftover yarn, and that's all it's going to cost you, and you're going to help make someone's life a little bit better. So I've got my iPad and I've got my water, so let's get started. So obviously a lot of the charities that I'm going to be mentioning are specifically in the UK. Obviously I'm pretty sure you could donate to them from abroad, but there would probably be a lot more costs involved in getting your items over. So they are specifically for the UK. If you do have a look online, there are also loads of charities from different countries. I found quite a few US charities, and if people want me to look into that further I can definitely look into that, but I'm personally from the UK, so I've done a deep dive into the charities that I would be able to donate to personally. So the first charity that I will be mentioning is a charity called Knit for Syria. And this is a charity where they donate knitted and crocheted items. They're transported over to Syria and they're distributed to internally displaced people or to children in hospitals. This is a really easy charity to donate to. From what I read online, there aren't really strict requirements for the things that you can make and what you can't make. You can crochet the items in any colour that you'd like, and there are no patterns that you specifically need to follow either. The only things that you do have to bear in mind is obviously all of the items that you donate need to be brand new and unworn items, and also you need to ensure that there are no loose ends or any pieces that could be a hazard to young children. So one of the things you can donate is teddy bears, so obviously be careful with what you are putting on your teddy bear. Maybe avoid using safety eyes and noses, which could very easily become displaced and cause harm. The items that they are looking for are jumpers, blankets, scarves, gloves, mittens and teddy bears, so you can crochet any of those items. And once you've made your creations, you simply just post them to their address. So I will pop their address up on the screen here for where you donate to them to, and that's basically all you have to do for Knit for Syria. For all of these charities I will be telling you all the information, the charity name, all the information that I've found for how to donate to that charity. If there are any addresses I will put them in there, but in the description there will be a link to the website, to the exact page that I found this information from. So if you are going to donate to these charities, I definitely would recommend just doing your own reading and just double checking that the things that you have made definitely meet their requirements before sending them off. So the second charity that I found is the Donkey Sanctuary. So they have a visitor centre shop, and in that shop they accept and sell a range of hand crocheted items such as blankets. They do also on their website have a link to a pattern for Neddy the donkey, which is a crochet donkey pattern that you can use free of charge. However, unfortunately, due to regulations in the UK, they are unable to accept these donations directly to them, so you wouldn't be able to crochet the donkey and send it to the charity for them to sell in their shop. However, you are more than welcome to use that pattern to crochet your own Neddy the donkeys and sell them personally to collect donations, which you can then send over to the charity. If you are a multi-talented crocheter and maybe do some other crafts, if you also felt, they are able to accept donations of any felted donkeys that you make. So if you're fancying picking up a new hobby, they do allow you to donate any felted donkeys that you make directly to their shop. But again, I will put a link to their website in the description where you can find more information. The next charity that I found was a charity called Woolly Hugs. So this is more of an online volunteer community, and they basically run loads of different projects at multiple times throughout the year, which aim to help others by providing therapeutic value. They support loads of different causes and loads of different people, so the best advice that I could give if you would like to support Woolly Hugs is to definitely go on their website. I spent such a long time just scrolling through their website and just going through all the different projects, and they have so many on there. So if you go on their website and click on their ongoing projects page, you will be able to find information about all of the ongoing projects, because each project will have its own specific requirements that you need to follow, or patterns that you might need to follow to enable you to donate to them. You could also check out their Facebook community. They have a Facebook group as well, which has more information on it. But I would definitely recommend going on their website if this is a charity that you think you would like to support. It's definitely a good charity to go to if you're wanting to support loads of different causes. They have lots of little ongoing projects that support multiple people of different causes, and you could probably search and find lots of causes that you might hold close to your heart. So definitely is one that I would recommend. So yeah, if you go to their website page, which is linked in the description, and you could also, if you have any questions or do have things that you'd like to donate, you can also email them at this address here or message them on Facebook. The next charity that I found was a charity called Simba, and this is a charity that supports families who have recently lost a baby. And the way in which they support these grieving families is that they provide a memory box which is gifted, and within this memory box they provide a range of knitted and crocheted items. This is a charity that I would definitely recommend donating to. Maybe if you're more of a beginner at crocheting, so feel really comfortable crocheting to a strict pattern, or if you just want to knit something that probably doesn't take up as much time as a whole blanket, they provide a really good document which lists loads of different knitted and crocheted versions of patterns for things that you can donate, and that pattern, if you follow that pattern, it makes the item to their requirements that they need to go into the memory box. If you're wanting to crochet to a pattern, this is definitely a really good charity that I would recommend. They have, like I said, they've got a document that lists basically everything that you need to do and step by step how to make it. And then once you follow the pattern, you can repeat that and make as many items as you want. There isn't really any strict number of items that you can donate at a time. You could go ahead and make hundreds of some of the items and then send them over. Once you have made your donation items, you just need to post them to this address here. And they do request that you add a note to your donation, because this is a charity that show their appreciation for the donations. They have a big craft community group on Facebook, which you can join, and on there they post pictures of your creations and a big thank you. So please leave a message with your a little note with your donations, just so that you can receive the thank you from them for all of the effort and hard work and love that you've put into your donated items. So the next charity is kind of not your stereotypical charity. So the next place I will be discussing is a place called Loose Ends. And I honestly think that this is such a good cause. The whole aim of Loose Ends is to ease grief and create community, and what they basically do is they will match volunteer handwork finishers with people's projects who have been left undone due to death or disability, and it basically allows these projects to be finished. So as a volunteer for them, you would be matched with a person, with a project, which you would then complete for a loved one who have maybe lost them, who has unfortunately maybe lost this loved one, or for the person themselves who are unable to complete this project. As people that do crafts, you know, a lot of the time a lot of the things that you make, you hold close to your heart. I've made so many things that I wouldn't be able to give away because they're memories enwrapped in wool. So I think as crafters, we really do understand the meaning that these items have, and especially in such hard times as grief. I just think this is such a good call and such a good idea that I just didn't even know existed before doing this research. So basically, if you are interested in helping this cause, all you have to do is go on their website and you will sign up to be sign up with them at Loose Ends. The only thing that I would take into mind with this project is that, as this is a cause that involves you being matched with someone, matched with a project that you would be great for, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a project immediately. You could be waiting, you could get one instantly, but you could also be waiting a few weeks, a few months. So if you're sitting in your chair right now, like itching to get started and crocheting things to help people, this probably isn't one to put all your eggs into one basket with, because you could be waiting quite a long time. You know, they're obviously they are finding you the perfect match, and for sometimes that perfect match may take quite some time, but definitely think that it was definitely a cause that I wanted to include in this video, because I just think it is such a nice idea. The next charity that I found is called the Warm Baby Project. This is a UK charity that accepts knitted and crocheted items to keep premature babies warm. Again, this is a charity that basically has loads of different projects. They link up with different hospitals or different kind of charities and causes around the UK. And will basically have appeals, so anyone can send them an appeal and they will then publish that. So if you would like to get involved with this charity, then I would definitely recommend that you check out their website appeals page, where they basically list all of their current appeals. If this is a charity that you are thinking would be really good for you to get involved in, then I would definitely recommend that you check out their website and go to their current appeals page, where they basically have a list of all of their current appeals, and within these current appeals you can find the criteria and what address that you need to send all of your donations to. So one of the things that I do really like about this charity, and one of the things that I found online, is that they have wool collection shops across the UK, and within these shops you can not only donate any wool that you no longer need, but if you are planning to do one of their appeals and maybe don't have any wool and maybe don't have the funds to go out and purchase more wool, you can go to one of their wool collection shops and you can actually go and collect wool from there to make the donations to fulfill the appeals with, which I just think is a really good way to kind of allow everyone to get involved with their cause, and without the need for going out and buying more items. I just think that that's a really good thing that they have, and it honestly looks like a really good cause to get involved in. They do also have a very active Facebook community as well, which you can find on their website, and on there they post urgent appeals, so appeals that come in and kind of need to be done very quickly. And I definitely recommend getting involved in that as well. And finally, this isn't necessarily a charity, but more a community group that I found online while I was doing this research, and it is basically the Sew Knit Crochet for the NHS and Charities Facebook group. This is a public Facebook group, so basically anyone can join and see it, of people who want to help and use their skills for a cause. And from when I was looking through this, it basically mainly consists of people posting things that they have, mainly kind of posting things that they've crocheted or made, and basically being like, does anyone know of anywhere that are accepting donations for items like this? But also sometimes I did see a few charities and hospitals themselves posting appeals on there, and there was sometimes a few maternity wards that would post on there and be like, we need these, can anyone help? And people would send them off. It's also just a really good way to just see where is accepting donations. Quite a few people would post pictures of things that they have made and been like, look what I've made to donate to so and so. And a lot of the time they were charities that I personally have never heard of before. So it's kind of a good way to expose yourself to new charities which may be and causes that you haven't necessarily heard of before but would love to get involved in, and it's just a nice community to be involved in, and it's definitely something that I'd recommend checking out, especially if maybe you have a load of things made. I know my grandma always used to just knit loads of newborn baby hats and would just have a load of them just lying around the house, so things like that. Like if you have loads of things lying around, I definitely recommend checking out this page and just seeing like where are people donating those things. And overall, in general, if the NHS is somewhere that you is a cause that you're wanting to support, then I definitely just recommend doing your own research into your local NHS branches and care homes. I know of friends that have donated to local hospitals and they weren't necessarily accepting donations, but most of these places, if you go in and say, I have loads of these things that I've made to hand out to patients, a lot of places will probably accept them. Obviously, probably check with them before you do walk in, and maybe just popping someone an email and just saying, is this something, I've got all of these, is this something that you'd be interested in? Most places, you know, they're all places of love and most people are going to accept your donations. But yeah, definitely just if you want to support NHS or places within your local town and area, just ask. So I hope that you found this video really useful. These are the charities that I did find other charities in the UK, but quite a few of them have currently been overwhelmed, amazingly, by the amount of donations that they have received, so aren't currently accepting donations. So definitely just keep your eyes peeled, but I really do hope that this was helpful and beneficial to kind of just give you some starting points and some charities to look into if you're thinking of using your skill to help those in need. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them down in the comments and I will try and answer them as best as I can. If not, please like and subscribe to this channel and I will be bringing you more videos in the future. Bye!